Oh, sweet, divine baby Jesus. That is just heaven. Well, hello there and welcome back to another episode of Cocktails with Ciara. My name is Ciara and I'm a whiskey-loving Irish gal who's on a cocktail voyage of discovery. If you are new here, I have zero professional bar experience other than a passion for making mixed drinks at home and showing you how I do it. So hit that subscribe button, stick around, and we both just might learn something, because if I can do it, you can do it. So in today's video, we are going to be doing a little bit of a Halloween special, which if you know me by now, you know I absolutely adore Halloween, but we are also going to be making a cocktail that I have never made before on this channel. So today we are going to be making my very own spiked hot chocolate. So yes, today we are going to be making my very own spiked hot chocolate, and what better drink to enjoy on these cold, dark evenings, especially surrounding Halloween. I mean, yes, there is a night out or two around the Halloween time to celebrate and dress up, but on the night itself, I am typically found at home, cozied up watching movies with my delicious hot chocolate. So today I'm going to show you exactly how you can make it yourself. Now, I'm also delighted to be once again partnering with Mr. Black Cold Brew Coffee Liqueur to make my signature hot chocolate. Now, if you watched our last video together, we actually made a White Russian, which I'd never tried before, and spoiler alert, it was absolutely stunning. I will link the video in the description if you want to check that out. But yes, Mr. Black Cold Brew Coffee Liqueur is my coffee liqueur of choice for my cocktails, and if you know your cocktails, it will probably be yours as well. It is the coffee liqueur of choice of many of the world's top bars and restaurants, and I for one have enjoyed many a stunning espresso martini with their coffee liqueur. I'm really excited to show you how I use it to make the most delicious hot chocolate that is so perfect for a cozy evening in. Without rambling on too much, let's get into a little bit of history about hot chocolate, because as always, I like to dive into the history and then we can go ahead and make the drink. Now, while you would be forgiven for assuming that hot chocolate is somewhat of a modern invention, it is so incredibly old, and it dates as far back as 500 BC, where the Mayans were drinking chocolate made from ground cocoa beans, mixes of chilies, and also cornmeal. Now, granted, this early drinking chocolate concoction would no doubt have tasted quite different to the warmed, sweetened version that we have today, but it was still back in the 1500s that the explorer Cortez brought the hot drinking chocolate to Europe. So even the hot version of it is incredibly old. And then when we look at the more modern version of hot chocolate, the powder that we mix with hot milk or cream, that was actually invented by the Dutch. So I think the common conception is that the Dutch kind of invented hot chocolate, but its roots go far earlier back than that. Okay, so now that I've given you a little bit of history on hot chocolate or hot cocoa, let's get into its ingredients. Now, when it comes to the actual ingredients needed for a hot chocolate or a hot cocoa, this is where it is completely open to interpretation. You will have some families that have their specific hot chocolate recipe that they've been making for generations, or you can experiment yourself, or you can use the powdered versions, which are obviously far more convenient. Now, because we're going to make the most delicious and indulgent hot chocolate possible in today's episode, I'm going to reach for my more fancier ingredients because I do think that they make all the difference. So the cocoa powder that I'm going to use is the Fortnum & Mason hot chocolate powder. This hails from the UK. It is a very old brand. These were established in 1707, and this recipe has been the same for decades and decades, and it's basically crumbled up chocolate that you melt into the drink. So it's going to be absolutely stunning. Now, along with our cocoa powder, we are also going to be using some fresh Irish milk in this recipe. I've said it before, but we have stunning milk here in Ireland, but feel free to use any milk alternative you like. And then, of course, to give our spiked hot chocolate a delicious kick, we are going to be using the Mr. Black Cold Brew Coffee Liqueur. Now, again, if you saw my previous video, it makes a delicious White Russian. You already know it makes an incredible espresso martini, and there are so many cocktails you can make with this, but really, if you have not tried a spiked hot chocolate, you are missing out. It is delicious. So in case you didn't already know, Mr. Black Cold Brew Coffee Liqueur is a vodka-based liqueur. Not only are they distillers, but they are coffee roasters as well. They really pride themselves as coffee experts, and they use 100% specialty grade Arabica beans, and honestly, that is what gives it that gorgeous taste. But don't take my word for it. If you have not tried it yourself, I highly recommend that you do. They have given me my very own discount code, which I will leave here on screen and in the description below, along with all of the links that you need. All right, now with all of that talking, I'm so excited to just go ahead and make my spiked hot chocolate for you. So let's get to work. So we're going to start off with your classic hot toddy glass. Now you can easily use a mug for this as well, but I kind of want you to see everything. So I think a toddy glass looks a little bit more fancy for this. So that's what we're going to go with. We're going to start off by heating up our milk. Now you can obviously do this in a saucepan. Some people like to do it in a microwave, but my personal preference, which I have to say I'm rather obsessed with, is using one of these handy milk frothers, which also has a milk heating function. I'm going to pop in, I would say 150 to 200 mils of fresh milk. Again, milk alternative is absolutely fine here. They actually have really handy fill lines in most of these, so I can just fill it up to that and then it will give me exactly what I need. Of course, if you want to make it for a bunch of people, if you're entertaining, a pot is a really good way to do this, and then you can just maybe reheat the servings as you go. But for me, I'm just making one for myself right now, so this is perfect. Okay, so that is whizzing away in the background, heating itself up, and in the meantime, we're going to get our Mr. Black ready. It smells so good. I'm gonna go in with 30 mils. You could do 60 if you want. I'm gonna go in with just 30 mils. So now we're gonna get our delicious Fortnum and Mason. I just love that this comes in the traditional tin. It's so cute. So we're gonna do about 2 heaped spoonfuls. And again, this is basically just delicious ground flaked chocolate. So my milk is done. Oh my God, it looks amazing. It's lovely and frothy. So I'm just gonna carefully pour this in, and then we can go ahead and give it a stir, and then all of our chocolate is gonna melt. Oh my God, it looks delicious. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. We've got, perfect. Okay, so that is like the perfect amount. Pop this here. Now I'm just gonna give this a gentle stir, and as you can see, so I'm just gonna give this a nice stir. We want all of those lovely chocolate flakes melting. So while I'm here stirring, I have a very important question for you. What are your go-to Halloween movies? Because the spooky ones are some of my favorites to watch. I feel like when it comes to scary movies, I'm more of like an old school gal. Like, my favorites are The Shining. I love John Carpenter's The Thing. I love Rosemary's Baby, which is like super spooky. But I would love to know, what are your favorite movies to watch at Halloween? Please let me know, because I'm always looking for new recommendations. They don't have to be older ones, they can be recent ones too. This is perfectly stirred. I'm actually getting so excited. And now what we're gonna do is add in our final touches. So I have here some fresh whipped cream. Now it is cream in a can. Of course, you can whip up your cream fresh. Quality of Irish cream, even from something like this, is so fresh and delicious. Slowly. Perfect. Sometimes I heap this way too much. Okay, that's a reserved amount. What you can also do is go back in and get a little bit more of your cocoa powder, especially if it's flaked, and just sprinkle that on top. Oh my God, this looks so good. I'm so excited. If you want to, you can also go in with one of these wafers that I sometimes use as like a scoop to eat the cream. So good. My goodness, doesn't she look absolutely delectable? As you can probably tell, I am so excited to try this. So if you will join me over on my cocktail drinking chair, let's try Ciara's spiked hot chocolate and see how she tastes. So I am back in the cocktail drinking chair. My delicious spiked hot chocolate is here. She looks so good. The cream is literally melting down the sides. So without further ado, let's just go in for a slurp. Oh, sweet divine baby Jesus. That is just heaven. My cheeks are actually tingling. This drink makes me so happy. Obviously, the hot chocolate is delectable. It blends in so nicely with the milk. It's smooth, it's creamy. You've got that gorgeous coffee flavor that just comes through. If you wanted to make it stronger, you could go in with a little bit more of the Mr. Black, but 30 is enough for it to be there, for it to give that gorgeous kick of warmth and just beautiful coffee flavor, but it's still playing really, really nicely with the flavors. I feel like it's been a while since I've made a hot drink or kind of warm cocktail here on the channel, and honestly, what better way to get back into the winter cozy cocktails than something like this? Honestly, you have to try it for yourself. Now, as I mentioned, people's recipes for hot chocolate or hot cocoa vary greatly, so please do let me know in the comments if you have a recipe that you love, that your family uses, or just your favorite. Please let me know in the comments, because I would love to know how you make yours. And once again, a huge thank you to Mr. Black for partnering with me on today's video. It was so much fun bringing you my hot chocolate recipe. I hope you love it as much as I do. So you can use my code, which I'll leave here on screen and in the description below, along with all of the links that you need to try Mr. Black out for yourself. You absolutely have to. It is delicious. If there are any other warming winter cocktails that you'd like to see me make next, then please do let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you would like to see more easy cocktails that you can make at home, I will leave a link to a playlist up here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on my next one. Cheers!